Well, this Saturday in Australia, you'll see this man, Emmanuel Navarrete, fight for the world title against Australia's Liam Wilson. First of all, what would it mean to you to become a three-weight world champion?
It's a big achievement in my career. It'll be pure satisfaction. We've worked very hard for this opportunity. We're going to take advantage, and we're going to be 100% happy with what we do.
You've just come face-to-face with Liam Wilson for the first time. Were you surprised by the significance of the height difference?
I was surprised a bit, but we worked for that. So I'm very calm because we worked really hard. It's no problem.
Having watched Wilson's fights, what's his greatest strength, the greatest threat that he provides to you?
I see him as a warrior. He comes forward, but he boxes well when he wants to, and that's something that can create some complications.
And your prediction for the fight?
I don't know. No one knows, but we're going to work hard for the knockout.
This Saturday, Australian time, Australia's Liam Wilson will fight for the world title. His promoter is No Limit, George Rose. You must be excited. We're here for a big world title fight that you're involved in again.
Mate, I'm absolutely stoked, and really stoked for Liam too. The work that he's done over the previous years to get to this point, man, it's exciting. We're kicking off the year with a bang. You know, we've got a world title fight here in Arizona, so I'm pumped, mate.
And what about listening to Liam Wilson at today's press conference and the confidence that he seems to have, the way that he spoke? He must have been proud.
Look, I think the way that he talked today has backed up the training camp that he's had. I think it's the best camp that he's probably had leading up to this. He's put in the work. He looks really good in the ring. He looks really good with everything that he's doing, and he backed it up in the press conference too. So I think he made it clear that he's here to win.
Do you think he might have convinced a few? Because he's been overlooked most certainly by the bookies in particular, but by everyone here in America.
Look, I'm happy for them to overlook him. Keep overlooking him. You know, underdogs in Australia, that's how we do it. When you're the underdog, you always come through with a big win. You get big support behind you. And for all the mad punters back home, you know, they want him to be the underdog too. So everybody will get a good win come fight night.
Some serious value there. What are you expecting when you've had a little dream or a think about what might happen in the ring Saturday Australian time? What happens? Is it the left hook from hell?
I'd love to see the left hook from hell, but I just think the preparation that he's had, if he puts that all into practice, I think we're going to see the best version of Liam Wilson that we have seen, and we're going to see it against one of the best fighters in the world in Navarrete. So needs a big performance, and I think he's going to deliver it.
We've got one world title fight here, another one around the corner. We know it's March 12. You any closer to giving us a venue for Tim Tszyu's fight against Tony Harrison?
We are very close. We're very close, and hopefully can announce that for you very soon, Ben. And you'll be the first one to know, mate. Once we lock it in, you'll be the first one to know. And look, it's going to be exciting if we can kick off the year with two world champions. You know, what better for Australian boxing and Australian sport?
It's a world title shot that he's been waiting for all of his life, and it comes this Saturday Australian time for Liam Wilson. We've done a lot of press conferences together, but I've never seen you as calm and relaxed as you were today.
Yeah, mate, I think it comes down to my confidence. Confidence for this fight, that is. I prepared very well for it. I've prepared very well. A lot of hard work, 8 weeks in Washington, and this is a chance for me to fulfill my dreams and become world champion. And not only do it for me, my family and my dad, and I know it's just a couple of days away, so I think for me being so excited for that, it's bringing out my confidence as well.
Can you just tell me about your dad? Because you just mentioned it. We know the story, we've talked about it before, but for those who may not have heard the story, why is this so significant to the memory of your father?
Yeah, well, going on 10 years now, actually 11 years this year. He passed away with an illness, and I promised him on his deathbed that I'll become world champion. I knew that I could go in there and say, see Dad, but I knew I could go in there and make a promise to him that would live on for quite some time until I fulfill that. So the only thing that came to my mind was to become world champion, and here we are many years later in Arizona about to fight for the world title, and in hopes to fulfill that promise.
So if you do hear and new on Saturday Australian time, Friday night over here, will your thoughts turn to your father?
100%. I actually think, I don't know what I'll do after this, because when I heard about the news of fighting for the world title, I automatically thought, okay, that's beautiful news, but how can I tell my dad? I wanted to tell him somehow, and I always knew that this was coming as well. Once I win this fight, how am I going to tell my dad? I wanted to let him know that I've become a champion for him, and I just hope that he's looking down on me and sees my hand get raised.
I'm sure he would be extremely proud, as are your family. Your wife and kids are here. They're playing over here next to the stage as we speak. lovely to have them here in America for such a significant moment for you.
It is. It's very refreshing, and this is who I do it for. My little kids as well. They've been a big added motivation to my journey as a boxer. I wanted to be a world champion for my dad first and foremost, and they've been added motivation to it over all the years. And you know, I haven't seen them in 8 weeks, and to finally see their faces here, it's lifted my spirits that much more. I was sitting up on the press conference today, and I looked down and see my little girl waving at me, and it just made me realise why I'm fighting. And yeah, it's beautiful.
You're in there with the 2-division world champion, Emmanuel Navarrete. He's a heavy favourite in this fight, but you just came face to face with him, and did the fact that he is smaller than you and quite a bit smaller give you extra confidence?
Yeah. It does give me confidence, and I didn't realise he was that small, but you know, this is boxing. You know, things can be deceiving, reach, height, speed, power, but I'm confident in what I've done. I've seen him, and I believe, you know, I'm a much bigger fighter than him. I think I'll be much stronger than he will be, and much more prepared. And one thing that's going to be in my favour is, you know, he has come here as a 2-time world champion before. I've come here as a 11-1 fighter, and trying to chase a dream, and that's to become world champion. And I'm hungry, very hungry, and I hope that he's prepared for that.
The bookies are obviously overlooking you, but do you feel like Emmanuel Navarrete would be overlooking you as well?
It would seem that way. You know, the bookies overlook me, and that's rightfully so. He's 36-1, I'm 11-1, so I have no issues there. I'll have to just prove the world wrong on fight night. As for Navarrete, I'd assume he's overlooking me a little bit. You know, he was scheduled to fight Valdez, that fell through. You know, I know if that happened in my world, it'd be a bit of a chink in my training camp or my preparation. And you know, we'll have to see what happens on fight night. You know, I assume so, but we'll see.
We're about 23 hours away from the weigh-in as we speak. How's that process going?
Weigh-in will go very good. This will be the biggest and strongest I've ever been. I've got a little bit of weight to lose, but you know, this is normal in the boxing world. You know, nothing to be worried about. I'm excited. I'm in the shape of my life, and I'm in the shape of my life because I'm fighting for the world title. I'm fighting a very dangerous fighter, and I just can't wait to get in there and show. You know, for many years I've been showing Australia who I am, but this time I'm going to show the world who I am.
We can't wait to see it. It's great to see this excitement. We really look forward to getting you weighed in and having another chat tomorrow, Liam.
Beautiful, Ben. Thank you so much, and Australia, thank you for backing me. I will be world champion. Thank you.
That is Liam Wilson, very, very confident ahead of this fight that you'll see on Saturday live on Fox Sports.